Assalamualaikum. I hope you all are doing absolutely fine and good. So as we know, we are complete with our geography two chapters. First one topography and the second one climate. So I was just thinking to make a past paper session, but the reason I end was network issues because there was a network shutdown in all Pakistan, and there was a lot of disturbance. Even one class got cancelled. Even today I'm having some network issues. So I just think of to make a video and to post it on YouTube, so everybody can watch. Okay. So as you know, we have completed our chapter climate, which we just recently started. I hope you all are clear with this, with the concepts of this chapter. Okay, so we have done everything, right? I was just thinking to do some past papers, to make a past paper session to make you all aware, like what kind of questions can come in the paper and how to tackle them, how to solve those questions. Okay, so basically, this past paper session is for topography as well as for climate. Okay, for both chapters. So I guess we shall start without wasting any time. Let's just start. So basically we have our first question, and you can see we have a Pakistani map, right? Well, in exams the mostly map questions come in the first chapter of topography. Well, they just give you a blank map, and sometimes they just ask you to mark something on the map, and sometimes they mark something by themselves on the map and ask them to uh, define their name and what are they. Even there can be 4 marker questions, there were 6 marker questions related to that marking, right? क्योंकि अगर आपकी marking सही होगी then you will be able to do those 6 marker or those large questions, right? Okay, so basically let's read the question. Okay, so they are saying label on fig 1.1. So here you can say this was our fig 1.1, the province level areas, right? So basically, as according to them, we have to label or mark province level areas. Like they are not asking us to mark some specific areas or cities around something. We just have to mark province level areas in the correct location using the letters from this list below. Okay. So basically, okay, sorry for this. Okay. They have given us a list, and you can see we have Balochistan, Fata, Northern or Gilgit-Baltistan, KPK, Punjab, Sindh. Mostly they are just provinces, and they have given some letters. Okay, so what you have to do is, let's suppose you have a blank map as they have given you above, and you think on a specific area there is Balochistan, just put A. Where you think there is Punjab, just put E. Where you think there's Sindh, just put F. You just have to put these letters or alphabets where you think these locations are. Okay, let's suppose if I say first one was Balochistan. I hope so. Yes. Okay, so if I say this is the Balochistan, now how you're going to memorize, because the largest province of Pakistan is Balochistan, and where it is, let's suppose if I mark the locations as well for you. Okay, so basically this is north, this is east, this is west, and this is south. So at southwest you have Balochistan, right? Basically Balochistan is the largest province of Pakistan. So what you have to do is you just have to mark alphabet A over here. Let me show you how you are gonna do this. Okay, so let me change the color. Okay, so you are just going to write A over here, and you are done with it. Okay, you just have to do all this with others as well. So basically I haven't taught you where actually is Fata, right? So don't worry. All right, I'll teach you now, because this is why I have to make this past paper sessions. So where is Fata? Well, in this region basically you can mark Fata. You can write B wherever you want, right? So let's suppose if I write this over here P, and I got my mark. Okay, so basically here you have Fata. Fata was a province, but not now. Okay, okay, next you have northern areas. So where are northern areas? Let me show you. Okay, so basically these all are considered to be the northern areas. all these are considered to be northern areas, but they have specified us as well that where we have Gilgit Baltistan. So basically the area around over here, because in northern areas we have Gilgit, Chitral, Hunza over here. Okay, over here. So we just have to mark C over here. It's simple, super easy. Just write C and just add a circle if you want, and no need of it. If you want, you can. If you don't want, you just have to, don't have to mark it. Okay, so next we have Khyber Pakhtunkhwa, KPK, right? I hope you know about this because it's over here at the north of Pakistan. Okay, I have to add D, right? Okay, so next we have Punjab. So Punjab, is over here. What is Punjab? Punjab is the eastmost province of Pakistan, where we have five rivers flowing through: River Ravi, Satluj, Beas, Indus, Jhelum, Chenab. Right, all five rivers flow through this province. So basically, here we have Punjab. E. We will add just a simple E. Okay. Next we have Sindh. Well, we know where is Sindh. At the end of Pakistan, probably in the southeast. Okay, and we'll add an F over here, right? Okay, so we're done with it. I'll explain it to you as well. Okay, so देखिए हमारा क्वेश्चन ये था कि उन्होंने कहा है आप लोगों ने प्रोविंशियल लेवल पे जो प्रोविंसेस है ना, ये सारे प्रोविंसेस एक तरह के, सही है, आपने इनको मार्क करना है मैप पे, सही है। उन्होंने अल्फ़ाबेट्स दिए हैं, जहां आपको लगता है बलूचिस्तान है, जस्ट हैव टू पुट ए, जहां आपको लगता है फाटा है, जस्ट हैव टू पुट बी, जहां आपको लगता है पंजाब है, जस्ट हैव टू पुट ई। अब देखिएगा जरा गौर से पाकिस्तानी बच्चों, सबसे बड़ा प्रोविंस ए है, ठीक है, उसके बाद सबसे राइट मोस्ट, ठीक है, पाकिस्तान का राइट मोस्ट प्रोविंस जो है जिसमें 5 रिवर फ्लो करती है, जिसे पंजनद भी कहते हैं, जहाँ पे पंजनद भी है, राइट, इसे हम कहते हैं पंजाब, ठीक है। फिर बिल्कुल इसके ऊपर यहाँ पे फाटा है हमारे पास, और नॉर्दर्न एरिया सारे ये हैं, लेकिन जहाँ पे गिलगित है, गिलगित चित्राल वगैरह कहाँ पे है, पाकिस्तान के बिल्कुल नॉर्दर्न एरिया यहाँ पे, सही है। और केपी के कहाँ है भाई, ये सारा एरिया केपी का है, तो यहाँ पे कहीं भी डी मार्क कर सकते हो, सही है। अच्छा, यहाँ तक आई होप क्लियर हो। Okay, next question. Basically, we have to name these cities. Now, let's see what cities we have. Okay. Okay, let's just move it a bit. Okay, like this. All right. So, basically, we have two cities. One is we have in Sindh, and second one is I guess in Punjab. Yeah, this is in Punjab. Okay, so basically how to memorize these cities, because probably nobody can just memorize the precise location of a city, because there are hundreds of cities in Pakistan. We can't remember the precise location, but we can just memorize nearby locations or the area, and examiner has specified as well that in this area we're just going to expect these cities from us to be answered for labeling, है ना? So basically the examiner says in this area basically. Well, we were just left with some cities which were going to come in your exams, and I was just hoping you to teach you along with past paper question, and this is the right time. Okay, so यहाँ पे basically we have those 5 cities. We have 5 cities. Basically in this area examiner is expecting 5 cities from you. Okay, so how to remember, right? Just think of that Khurram Bhai wali story, right? If you remember, I taught you something on that day. Let me revise it again. Okay, so just give me a second. Remember, I saw this was the first curve where the Khurram Bhai go and just met his Pathan brothers and sister by crossing the Safed Pahar, right? So what you want to do is from this first curve, your पहला मोड़ जिसको मैं कहा था, you just have to make a straight line from here like this. Okay, and over here, around over here, you are going to have your first city, which is Lahore. Okay, you are going to have Lahore. you are going to have your Lahore. Okay, now I'm going to share a really helpful tip with you. Just memorize these 5 cities on your fingertip. Just have to memorize a single sentence, and that's just Lahori. From Lahore, you just have to memorize Lahori, right? And you just have to say Lahori fish made by Rehan. Okay, Rehan is just caring for us and he's just frying some fishes for us, right? So basically, I said Lahori fish made by Rehan. You just have to memorize this simple sentence and you are done with those 5 cities. Now, how you have to memorize these cities? Basically, you are going to make stairs from Lahore. Okay, let's suppose this is Lahore. Now you are going to make stairs like this. Just focus over here. One, two. Okay, just give me a second. One, two, three. Okay, I just made some like 1 2 3 4, right? Okay, we're done with it. Let me make some a better one. Okay, we're done with it. Okay, so basically, let's suppose Khurram Bhai wants to go from Lahore to Bahawalpur, and there are some basically stations in between. So basically, I may just make some spare stairs for you. Okay, so first station was Lahore station, right? Lahore station, from Lahore you have to remember Lahore, right? And second station from Fish you have to memorize Faisalabad. This is Faisalabad. Okay, from Fish you have to memorize Faisalabad, right? And the next station is probably from Maid, M for Maid and M for Multan. Well, just these are not precise location. Instead they will help you to memorize, because there are no any other cities except these over here which you are going to memorize. Okay, so then after this you have another station which is B for Bai and B for Bahawalpur. B for Bahawalpur. Okay, then the last station, okay, which is from Rehan. R for Rehan and R for Rahim Yar Khan. I hope so. Rahim Yar Khan is over here. Okay, Rahim Yar Khan. Rahim Yar Khan. Okay, I have a picture for this as well. I have made a perfect picture for this, and I'll share you in the group as well. Okay, and I will upload it on Insta as well, because I want everyone to have a look at it, because it will be extremely helpful, because I'm just making roughly right now and I don't know they are as much precise or not. Okay, so you just have to memorize Lahori fish made by Rehan. From L, you have to memorize Lahore. From R, this is from F, sorry, Faisalabad. From M, this is Multan. From B, this is Bahawalpur. And from R, this is Rahim Yar Khan. अच्छा अब उर्दू में समझा दूँ. देखिए करना क्या है, सीधी लाइन बनानी. मैं बताया था जैसे खुर्रम भाई की स्टोरी में पहला मोड़ पे से सीधी लाइन खींचनी है. पहला लाहौर होगा, लाहौर के बाद ये सेंटेंसेस याद करने. लाहौरी फिश मेड बाय रेहान. पहला मोड़ आएगा, जो पहला स्टेशन आएगा वो किसका होगा, लाहौर का होगा. दूसरा स्टेशन फिश का होगा, फैसलाबाद का. तीसरा होगा मेड का, मुल्तान का. चौथा होगा बी का, बहावलपुर का. एंड पांचवा होगा रेहान का, रहीम यार खान. अब देखिए मुल्तान बेसिकली यहाँ पे बिल्कुल करीब करीब ही है. आपको यहाँ पे एक ही सिटी आएगा, वो मुल्तान होगा. आप बिल्कुल करीब करीब डॉट्स लगा देंगे, वो भी मुल्तान ही होगा, क्योंकि इसके अलावा यहाँ पे कोई सिटीज है ही नहीं आपके पास. ये 4 आपने याद करने सिर्फ इस जगह पे. सही है. सो आई होप यू नो विच सिटी इज दिस नाउ. दिस इज प्रोबेबली मुल्तान. After a long explanation, I hope this is clear now. Okay, we are going to write Multan over here. This is Multan. Okay. Okay, now let's move towards our next city. Okay, how we are going to memorize this city. What you have to do is you just have to make a simple box. I hope you all know how to make a box, right? Well, this is a Karachi, or I mean Sindh, where we have Karachi. What you have to do is you just have to make a simple box like this, and in sharp middle of the box, in the middle of the box, we have a city named Hyderabad. This is known as Hyderabad. Don't worry, we just have a single city in the middle. You just have to memorize this, that you are going to make a box, and in the middle of this box you just have a city named Hyderabad, right? ओके दोबारा उर्दू में समझा दूँ. करना क्या है, सिंध के कोने पे आना है, वहाँ पे जाके करना है, आपने सिंपली एक बॉक्स बना देना है. ठीक है, बॉक्स बनाने के बाद आपने उसके मिडल में देखना है. मिडल में आपके पास एक सिटी होगा, वो कौन सा है? वो आपके पास होगा हैदराबाद. ठीक है, क्या होगा? हैदराबाद होगा. सही है. तो लेट्स गो इन द क्वेश्चन एंड जस्ट मार्क दिस आउट. ओके, so what was the name of the city? Hyderabad. I hope I will spell it correctly. Okay, so where is which color I should choose? Yeah, mostly I would probably choose the red one. Okay, this is Hyderabad. Okay, next, describe the characteristics of a floodplain. Now, what is a floodplain? Well, if you guys remember, when we were studying Indus plains, I told you about upper Indus plains and lower Indus plains, right? And in those plains, I told you about something, a term doab. I hope you remember about this. Doab, right? What is a doab? Doab is a land between two rivers. Let's suppose we have five rivers flowing, right? Just a random drawing. So basically, probably we're going to have some land in between two rivers, and that land between two rivers is known as doab. Okay, and in that doab we have some other features as well, and from those features we have this floodplain. Okay, let me draw a rough diagram for this. I hope it will help you understand. Okay, let's suppose this is a river. This is a river, है ना? Okay, and this is land just next to the river. This is the river, and this is the land next to the river. Okay, I hope you remember this thing. This is Levy. What is a levee? Levee was the raised ground with a river, right? So basically, a land just next to a river, just next to a river is known as a floodplain. Now, why they are known as floodplain? Because whenever there is going to be rain, the water is going to come out and it is going to be collected over here, right? Why they are named floodplains? Because they are flooded frequently. Now, let's just think of their characteristics. They are flooded frequently. Yeah, this can be a characteristic of it, right? What else we can say? This is a plain area, right? Okay, I told you guys that when a river flows from a mountain, it just don't come alone. It brings some sediment, some rocks, some minerals, some salts with it as well. Now when there is gonna be flood, when the water is going to be come out, when it is going to be dry, right? What happens is all the salts and minerals are going to left behind on this land, and that's known as alluviums, right? So we have alluvials as well. We have alluvials on this land as well. What else we have? I hope you guys remember I told you something. Let's suppose if we have a river. Let's suppose if this river was going like this, right? Sometimes what happened is, let me get the color of it. Okay. So I told you sometimes when a river is flowing, it is divided into two halves like this. Okay, I'm sorry for disturbance. I hope recording is start now. Okay, so I told you whenever there is a river coming and it's just divide like this and rejoins and again rejoins basically. This is called braided canal. This is called braided canal, right? B-R-A-I-D-E-D, braided canal. Okay. Another feature we have is, let's suppose if I say there was a river flowing like this, as we know, river can change their direction as well, right? So basically, if I say the river was flowing like this and it now start flowing like this, and here it becomes a lake, this part of the river becomes a lake, right? So this is called oxbow lake. This is called oxbow lake. And now all these are characteristics of a floodplain. Okay, so let's see what the question is. I just try to revise whatever we have done. Okay, describe the characteristics of a floodplain. Okay, now what we can write is, this is a forum 3 marker question. I hope so. Yeah, you just have to tell the points, no need to give a brief explanation because it is just a 3 marks, right? Just give 3 to 4 points, okay? So I can say that a floodplain is a plain, probably, right? The name is just telling us it's a plain simply. Okay, so I can say that this is a plain area or a flatland, right? Flatland, or if you say a plain as well, it won't be wrong. Or can I say it has alluvials? It has alluvials, right? We're just describing its features. It has alluvials. Okay, so something's wrong. Just give me a second. Okay, so I hope the recording is start. Right. I'm extremely sorry for this disturbance. There was a network issue. Okay, so apology. It has alluvials, as I taught, as I tell you a couple of minutes before. Okay, alluvials. What else we can say? We can say it is flooded frequently, right? And we can say there are oxbow lakes, meanders, braided canals, right? It has oxbow lakes, braided canals, or if you say meanders. Okay, so you can tell any four or any three maybe because it's just 3 marker question. I hope it makes sense. Okay, say two ways that land on a floodplain can be used. Right. So what is a floodplain? Floodplain are those land which are flooded frequently, which has alluvials. So basically land with alluvials are extremely fertile and they are so good for agriculture. So there can be agriculture, right? There can be agriculture and specifically we can grow rice, right? Because when it is flooded, we can grow rice because rice require a lot of water to grow. Okay, and even when we are cooking rice, it requires a lot of water. Okay, so we can say agriculture can be done, right? What else we can say? Okay. Let's suppose the land is flooded And what I did is I just make a rectangular area where I just dug some land, and the water will uh, by itself go inside it, and I'll just leave some fishes for breeding, and it will become triple or maybe more than that in some months, and I can earn money, right. So basically I can do fish farming over there, you know. I can do fish farming, I can do agriculture, I can do industrialization, because some industries requires a lot of water and those plains can fulfill the requirement of water, right? So if I say, you can say that industries, we can set up industries as well, but I would say fish farming. You just have to state. State means just write down the word, okay? Fish farming. Alright, I hope it makes sense. Now, complete the passage below about monsoon rainfall in Pakistan. Monsoon, which is currently going in Lahore, right? There are being a lot of rainfall just because of this monsoon. Choose the correct words. Okay, we have to use the correct words for this. We just have to fill in the blanks, right? As we did in English in our younger ages, right? Okay, so monsoon dash blow towards the heart. Now, what thing can blow? We can blow an air, right? Can autumn be blown? No. Can we blow continent? No. Can we blow ocean? No. Can we blow spring, winter, summer? No, we can't blow them. Then the thing which is left is mostly probably the winds. Okay, so monsoon winds. Let me write it down. The monsoon winds. The monsoon winds blow towards the heart of the dash, right? So it can't be autumn because these are all spring seasons. It can be autumn, summer, spring, or winter, right? Okay. So monsoon winds come from sea, right? Mostly monsoon winds come from sea, or they originate from Bay of Bengal, or basically Arabian Sea, and goes towards the continent. You know, they go towards their heart. So basically, we can say continents. Continent would be the right terminology for this. Continents, because there were uh, two types of monsoon winds. First one was southwest, and the second one was northeast, right? The first one comes from south and goes towards east, and the second one comes from north and goes towards west. Okay, sorry, east. I'm really sorry for this confusion. It comes from north and goes towards east. Okay, so in dash. Now basically we have to tell the season, right? In which season the winds blow towards the heart of continent? In which season does the winds originates from an ocean or a sea and go towards the heart of a continent? So basically in summers, right? How I just know it's summer because I told you southwest monsoon winds originates from Arabian Sea. It enters the Pakistan from south and move towards, sorry, uh, I think I just messed up something. Yeah, I'm going right. Okay, it enters from the south and goes towards the west, right? Probably it's going towards the heart of the continent. So basically, in summers. Now, how do I memorize this? S for south and S for summer, right? So I'm going to write summer over here. Okay, now they blow towards the sea. Now, in which season those winds go towards the sea? Probably we're left with winter, right? Because there are two types of monsoon wind, which is southwest and northeast. We are done with southwest. Now, northeast are left. How I taught you guys to remember when northeast winds are blown, I told you that in north of Pakistan we have winter, so it's cold, and from cold you just have to memorize winter. Okay. So in winter season, the winds go towards the sea. Okay, they blow towards the sea from north to east, right? Okay. Describe the causes of southwest monsoon. Okay, so remember the north. Let me show you guys. I hope I have it with me. Did you remember this? Right? I told you just recently in the previous class. I told you as well there can be questions on this as well. So basically they're asking us what is the cause of monsoon rainfall. You know, आजकल जो बरसात हो रही है, what is the reason for these rainfalls? How they are basically how they are caused, right? Okay. So let me give you guys a brief note on how they are caused. Okay. So basically in summers, right? What happened is just look over. Just look over here. Let's just read the question carefully first, right? You have to describe. You have to give a note, okay? A paragraph on it. You have to write a paragraph, something like that, okay? You have to write in continuous writing. So basically, describe. We just have to describe the causes. You can say the reasons for the southwest monsoon winds. Where is southwest? Okay, here we have the southwest. Okay, so as we know, southwest monsoon winds are originated in summers, right? Southwest monsoon winds are originated from Arabian Sea in summers. Okay, in summers. So they are talking about summers. So what happens basically is in summers, due to hot sun, the lands heat up very quickly. And when the lands heat up, the hot air, basically the air particles around us in the environment, we have a lot of air particles. Those air particles gains heat and they get hotter. And as we know, hotter air particles have less density. Well, this is all the concept of physics. I don't want to get in stuff of physics right now. I'm just like explaining something. Um, I'm just trying to make you sure, okay, what is how this concept works. Okay, so basically when air particles gets hotter, they becomes lighter, they become less dense. So basically they moves up. So when these hot air particles moves up in that region, a low pressure region is formed, right? And you know, in summers the sea is comparatively cooler, right? Because of its ability to retain its heat and emit the property of absorbing and emitting. It is also a concept of physics. Okay, so basically that hot air particles in a low pressure region attract those cool moist winds from the sea, and when they enters those cool moist winds from the sea, when they enters a low pressure region, then a heavy rainfall occurs, and that rainfall is known as southwest monsoon rainfall, which occur in summer, which is actually going on. Okay, आई होप इट मेक सेंस. लेट मी एक्सप्लेन इन उर्दू एज वेल. क्या होता क्या है हमारे पास कि जब गर्मियों में जब जो ज़मीन होती है बहुत गर्म हो जाती है ना, तो क्या होता है कि जो पार्टिकल्स होते हैं, एयर पार्टिकल सराउंडिंग्स में बहुत हीटअप हो जाते हैं, और हीटअप होने के बाद क्या करते हैं वो ऊपर जाना स्टार्ट कर देते हैं. ठंडे पार्टिकल्स नीचे आ जाते हैं, गर्म पार्टिकल्स अब आके ऊपर चले जाते हैं. सही है. इसकी वजह से क्या होता है कि वहाँ पे एक लो प्रेशर रीजन बन जाता है. उस लो प्रेशर रीजन की वजह से क्या होता है कि जो सी बेसिकली विच इज़ कंपैरेटिवली कूलर, और वहाँ के जो मॉइस्ट कूल विंड्स होती है ना, वो लो प्रेशर रीजन, वो गर्म हवाएं उन्हें अट्रैक्ट करती हैं, और वो जैसे ही उस रीजन के अंदर एंटर करती हैं तो क्या होता है कि बहुत हैवी बारिशें होती हैं. उनको हम कहते हैं मानसून विंड्स. ठीक है. सो वी आर गोइंग टू यूटिलाइज ऑल दिस इंफॉर्मेशन इन दिस क्वेश्चन. Let's try to write some points. I'll try to write in points and you just have to make a paragraph using this. Okay. Okay, so I say monsoon winds originates from sea. ठीक है. or you can say Arabian Sea or maybe Bay of Bengal, right? We can say Arabian Sea. Okay, what else we can say? We can say that, okay, just give me a second. Okay, so I'm not able. Okay, the next I can say the lands heat up. The land heat up. The land heat up and hot air rises. And hot air rises, creating a low pressure region. Okay, so then what happens? It attracts the cool, moist winds of the sea. Okay, it attracts. Okay, I hope this is clear now. Okay, we just have to explain a bit these 3 points, right? And you are going to write in continuous paragraphs, do not make pointers until they have asked you to do so. Okay. Next question. Explain two impacts of a heavy monsoon. Okay. Explain now. Okay. Basically, in geography, the first word explains you or basically tells you how you are going to construct your question answer, sorry, basically. Okay, so explain means that you are going to give some details, you are going to give details for something. Okay, they're asking two impacts. We have to tell two impacts. They have asked you to tell two impacts, so not try to tell a lot of or four or five. Just stay in the requirements. Okay, they are asking you to tell two impacts. Now make sure that impacts can be good. Impacts can be good and they can be bad as well. Okay, they can be in favor and they can be in favor. They can't be in favor as well. Okay, impacts of heavy monsoon. Well, it just recently happened. Around 2 days ago, there was a heavy rainfall, a heavy monsoon rainfall, and there were a lot of bad impacts of it in the area I'm living, right? So they're asking you basically, you have to explain the impacts. Those impacts can be bad, those impacts can be good as well of a heavy monsoon. Let's suppose there is a heavy monsoon, there is a heavy rainfall due to monsoon, and the people are asking you to explain the impacts of it. Right? Impacts basically means the side effect of it. And the side effect can be good and side effect can be bad as well. Okay. And they're asking to develop your answer, right? You have to give details and you have to give a perfectly developed answer. Okay. So I'm just going to tell you the 2 points which you can write in this question. Okay, so let's suppose there was a heavy rainfall and just because of those heavy rainfall, the people driving on the road, basically the friction in between their tires in the road will decrease, and due to this there will be severe accidents. Okay, there can be accidents. Well, it's a humble request. Don't just mention there can be accidents. Explain the reason how there can be accidents. Like if I say that eventually it started raining and the friction, just because of that particles, water particles, rain particles, the friction between the tire and the road, the tire of the vehicle and the road decreases, due to which there were severe accidents, because the car starts slipping whenever you apply the brakes at eventually. Okay, so there can be accidents, right? There can be diseases as well. There can be diseases, spread of diseases, dengue, malaria, right? Spread of diseases. You know, the drainage system of Pakistan, it's horrible, right? So just because of it, a lot of water just gather on a specific area, and there are just depressions everywhere, जिनको हम खड्डे भी कहते हैं. तो basically water वहाँ पे जमा हो जाते हैं, इसकी वजह से there is a chance of dengue and malaria and other harmful diseases as well. Okay, so next we can say okay, sorry for this. We can also say that flights are cancelled, right? Flights are cancelled due to which there can be loss of business activities, and it can be a loss of Pakistan's economy as well, right? Because in such harsh condition or in such heavy monsoon rainfall, we can't fly a plane. Probably not. What else we can say? We can say that due to heavy rainfall, crops can be destroyed. Crops are destroyed, mostly the cotton, right? Whenever there's a rainfall in the season when we are going to harvest it, we're going to basically cut off those crops, cotton crops. Whenever there is a light shower as well, the crops are all ruined. Okay, so to make sure that the cotton is perfect, there should be no rain when they are going to be harvested. Okay, so they can crops are basically affected or they are destroyed. What else we can say? How many points we got? Okay, 4. We're done with 4. We can say a lot of people um, die, right? A lot of people die. Now, how they can die? Let's suppose there was severe rainfall and I was going somewhere. There was a drainage pipe which was open and I wasn't aware of it. I just fell into it and probably I'm going to die, right? And what else we can say? Whenever there's a rain, there are some electrical charges in the electrical pole, and whenever someone is going to touch it, probably he's going to die, right? So there are a lot of deaths as well just because of this reason. So these are all reasons, right? We just have to choose two of it, and we just have to explain it with detail, like how it can be considered at a reason, right? Or an impact. Now, basically, impacts can be good as well, right? I told you as well. So we can say reservoirs like dams, barrages, etc., are recharged. Well, probably we're not gonna charge it by the charger. Actually, recharge means that the water they again get full, okay, of water. So I hope it makes sense. This was a 4 marker question. I know it was pretty easy. Just have to tell 2 points and with some explanation. Okay. Now a 6 marker question. Now here comes the actual competition or actual difficulty. Okay. Q box questions. Basically, In Q box question, you have to do an argument. I hope you are aware of argumentative essay, right? You are going to do an argument. Okay, so let's divide this question in some parts. So basically, the first part of this question is just some additional detail or a general knowledge, right? So I can prove it. Now they are saying rivers are an important sources for human settlements in economic activity. It's a fact, right? Probably, rivers are an important source, right? It's a fact. So, but flooding is an increasing problem which can hinder development. Just give me a sec. Okay. So, but flooding is an increasing problem which can hinder development. अब जो developments हो रही होती है उनको भी बंद कर देती है जो flooding वगैरह होती है. इसके अलावा they are saying read the following two views about ways to manage flooding, right? अच्छा. Now how we're gonna do this question? Just think of it as two people. You can say from B you can make Bablu, and from A you can say Arjun. Okay, Arjun. Now both these people, okay, wants to share their own point of view on a specific topic. We are talking about flooding, right? So person A, which is Arjun, is saying that more flood management schemes are needed along rivers to prevent floods, right? And person B, Bablu, is saying flooding brings benefits, so rivers should be allowed to flood naturally. Basically, in general, Arjun is saying that floods must be prevented or must be stopped, right? And Bablu is saying just let them flood, right? Flood have a lot of benefits. Okay, so there are going to be arguments. Person A is going to share their point of views, and person B is also going to share their point of views, and then you are going to act as a third party person, right, or a judge who is going to judge both those points and come to a judgment at last, right? Just like a court, there are two people who are sharing their point of views. You are going to see both their point of views, and you are going to share some points on both point of views, and then you are going to come to a judgment, and in your opinion who is right. Okay, and you just have to give a reason. In your opinion, anyone can be right. You just have to give a perfect explanation for this. Okay, let's suppose. Okay, so what is the criteria or what is the structure of writing this? Just focus over here for now. So basically, what you are going to do is, okay, so you are going to start with simple statement, not such big introductions are required. You can make paragraphs if you want, but if you don't want, you can't make as well. You can write in continuous writing in one paragraph, or maybe you can make two paragraphs as you wish. Okay. So you are going to start with a simple statement. No such complex introduction is required, right? In well, you are going to tell information according to both points. Okay. Let's suppose if I say point number one. Okay. remember, don't forget to put these examples. Okay, don't forget to put example. Examples are extremely important. Examiner is just seeking some examples from you. Okay, he wants you to add a lot of examples because example helps examiner to understand much more better. Okay, what are you trying to say, and it just enhances your question, right? It just makes a good impact. Okay, so point number one, you are going to tell 3 points plus elaboration and plus example. Then you are going to add a word, and that word is however. Okay. Okay, then you are just going to do the same with the second one as well. Just write two over here. And then you are going to give the judgment. Let's suppose you are not here. We're going to say, in my opinion, point, or you can say, in my opinion, या फिर you can say, I agree more with, or you can say, I agree more with. ठीक है? You can say A or maybe B because, and then you are going to tell the reason why you are justifying this. Okay. Okay. So just revising all this stuff, we have two few boxes, we have two people with different point of views. You are going to basically talk about both point of views. You are going to make an argument. Then first of all you're going to tell about the first point, then however, then for the second point, then you are going to justify with whom you agree more. Let's suppose if I agree more, I would say I agree more with A because I will tell the reason. Okay, if I say I agree more with B, then I'll say I agree more with B because I will tell the reason as well. Okay, just give me a second. I'm extremely sorry, actually my pets aren't letting me make this video. I don't know what's happening with them. Okay, so now let's come to the actual topic, what points we're going to add. Let's okay, just think of it, you're adding a point, you have to elaborate it, you have to give explanation for that. Also you have to give examples, like let's suppose I'm talking about a dam, you can give a name of a dam, right? Let's suppose if I'm talking about a river, you can give name of a river. These are all considered as examples. Okay, if I'm talking about some Indus plain, you can give some example, upper Indus plain, lower Indus plain. If I'm talking about northern mountains or maybe western mountains, you can give an example of name of a western mountain or a northern mountain, right? These all are considered as examples and they have a lot priority in this question, in these questions. Okay, so person one is saying we should increase the management scheme so that the floods could be prevented. Now, if we increase the management schemes, what will happen? There will be no more accidents, there will be no more spread of diseases. अगर floods नहीं आएंगे तो diseases भी इतने नहीं आएंगे. There will be no more flights तो cancel rain की वजह से होती हैं. There will be uh, basically what we can say, हमारे पास और क्या हो सकता है अगर हम फ्लड्स रोक दें तो. हमारे पास बेसिकली बिल्डिंग्स है ना, जब फ्लड्स आते हैं तो बिल्डिंग्स सारी तबाह हो जाती हैं। तो जो सेटलमेंट्स हैं वो ख़राब नहीं होंगी, बिल्डिंग्स तबाह नहीं होंगी, जो लोग हैं वो मरेंगे नहीं, लोग बचेंगे, राइट। डेथ रेट कम हो जाएगा। तो ये सारे पॉइंट्स आप बता सकते हो करके कि अगर हम मैनेजमेंट स्कीम बढ़ाते हैं तो ये फ़ायदे होंगे, ठीक है। वेल आई विल सजेस्ट कि क्योंकि ये पॉइंट ऑफ व्यूज पॉजिटिव भी हो सकते हैं, नेगेटिव भी हो सकते हैं। आई विल सजेस्ट कि 3 पॉइंट्स है ना, आप 2 फेवर में बताओ एंड एक नेगेटिव में बताओ। टेल 2 पॉइंट्स इन फेवर एंड टेल 1 पॉइंट इन नेगेटिव फॉर बोथ पॉइंट ऑफ व्यूज, ठीक है। अब जैसे फॉर टू यू कैन से के इफ वी लेट, अगर हम फ्लड्स होने देंगे बेसिकली, सो वी कैन से कि फ्लड्स होने देंगे तो हमारे लिए बहुत फ़ायदा है। क्यों? बेसिकली हमारे पास सबसे पहले तो हम वहाँ पे बरानी फार्मिंग कर सकते हैं, हम वहाँ पे क्रॉप्स उगा सकते हैं जैसे राइस वगैरह, वी कैन डू फिश फार्मिंग, राइट, वी कैन सेट अप इंडस्ट्रीज बिकॉज दे नीड अ लॉट ऑफ वाटर्स, राइट, और वी कैन सी मच मोर थिंग, बट वी कैन सी अ ड्रॉबैक एज वेल। क्या? कि भाई मेंटेनेंस कॉस्ट विल बी वेरी हाई, राइट, देयर विल बी a lot of we will need a lot of cost, a lot of money, right। अगर फ्लड्स आते भी हैं so we'll need a lot of money to maintain the places, right, क्योंकि तबाही तो तब भी मचेगी, घर तो तब भी टूटेंगे, तो उनको मेंटेन रखने के लिए हमें काफ़ी ज़्यादा मनी चाहिए होगी। तो मैंने एक ड्रॉबैक भी बताया। इस तरह यू विल टेल 2 पॉइंट्स इन फेवर, 1 इन नेगेटिव फॉर बोथ पॉइंट ऑफ व्यूज एंड देन यू आर गोइंग टू कम एट अ जजमेंट। लेट्स सपोज मैं कहता हूँ आई एग्री मोर विद ए बिकॉज रीजन इज if we increase the management schemes for flooding, there will be, we can control the floods efficiently, which can decrease the death rate, right। क्योंकि बहुत सारे लोग मारे जाते हैं फ्लड्स की वजह से, बहुत सारे लोग हाथ धो बैठते हैं, घर चले जाते हैं लोगों के। कराची में लास्ट टाइम फ्लड देखा था, पाकिस्तान में जब फ्लड आया था क्या हुआ था, राइट। सो वो सब कुछ नहीं होगा हमारे साथ, ठीक है। So I hope it makes sense. You are going to write this 6 marker like this. I hope the video was helpful for you. We did a lot of questions in detail, and this video was in English because I was going to upload it on YouTube, so everyone can see. Because mostly students, matlab, a lot of students can't understand Urdu properly, so I just think of to make in English. If you say so, I will make in Urdu as well. Jazakallah khair. Allah Hafiz.